Hello, everybody. It is Maya, the owner of Illusion Elixirs, and I am back with a pick a card. I haven't done a pick a card in a really long time, but I felt extremely called to do this reading. So if you are here, this reading is most certainly for you because I just haven't even been in the mood to do pick a cards on here in ages, and here I am. So really, people must be needing the readings. The messages I feel are going to be very potent today. And we have 5 piles here today. I am going to be doing the next 3 months ahead, what you need to know, what you need to do, what might happen to you, that sort of thing. Trying to have like a fall, October, just autumn kind of energy here, but whenever you see this, it's about 3 months ahead. I don't usually do readings with predictions, but maybe it's about what you need to know, what you need to do. So let's get into the 5 piles. For pile number 1, we have this lizard. This is a red jasper lizard here. And I have the lizard and the pitchard plant. It says stagnation on here. So that's for pile number 1. We have the hanged man with this bat here. I always love this card. And for pile number 3, we have, we have the grasshopper with the fool here, number 0. And by the way, for pile number 2, this is 12. And actually, right here, the stagnation lizard and the pitcher plant for pile number 1, that's also 12. So maybe these two are connected. And pile number 4 cracked me up because I did not have a Rhino card to go. I actually had pulled these out first. They just kind of called to me on my shelf. And I was like, okay, let me just pull a random card. And this unicorn card literally popped out. And at first I was like, And then I was like, oh my God, it's a unicorn. Like, I mean, the cards, spirit, just the way that the universe works never ceases to amaze me. But that's for pile number 4. Unicorn, Rhino, Purity, number 45. And then for pile number 5, we have the high priestess here with this tiger, and that is number 2. So please feel free to just jump right to the timestamps down below where I'll have all of the readings exactly when they start. But let's just take 3 deep breaths together before we get started. Yeah, I've really been thinking a lot about the nervous system and how breath really does help with the nervous system. And I have passion on the table today, wisdom on the table, and a brand new oil as well called Rebirth. So I'll have those linked down below as well. And let me light the candles as well. Let's see, what do I got here? There's that candle. There we go. We got the energy started. And I will get started with pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. I just had to clear my throat like 100 times before I started this, so definitely feels like there's some clearing energy happening here. And also I'd love for you all to like and subscribe if you like these type of videos, so that I know that these are the type of videos that you like, because that is the reason that I quit doing these pick a card readings, is because I wasn't getting that much engagement with them. So I just wanted to let you guys know this. But you guys chose the red jasper lizard with the lizard and the pitcher plant stagnation. And the first thing I'm getting off of this is like, there's like a slowness, there's like a grounded energy with this red jasper. Red jasper to me is about grounded energy, it's about confidence. And then there's this stagnation energy. And the pitcher plant also reminds me of like things that try to capture you, you know, because the pitcher plant is a carnivorous plant and it uses like toxins to hurt bugs, you know, even lizards. So it's like many different things were trying to capture you, to get you to slow down, to get you to, you know, just not be at your highest potential. And I just saw a guy on a mini bike just riding by, and it's like, I feel like this energy, it's like, it almost looks like he's like escaping from that. He's escaping from all that, and that's kind of the energy that I get from you. Definitely like this clearing, because I keep clearing my throat over and over again. And the thing about this type of lizard too, this skink, is it can let go of its tail. So it's like sometimes you have to let go of things in order to move on, even though they feel like they're such a valuable part of you, you know, being his tail, maybe even a bright aspect of you, and you're like, why would I have to leave that behind? And it's like, I had to leave this behind because I know in my heart that this is holding me back, you know, that sort of thing. But I think that there's also an energy here that's like, we're supposed to slow down. Like, we shouldn't see the things that make us slow down as like such a problem either, because I think sometimes it is the universe telling you like, slow down. And if you don't slow down, the universe is going to keep sending you things that make you and force you to slow down. So just slow down, you know, live a slow life. That is what spirit wants from most of us now. I feel like this is just like a common thread throughout life, communities, and just different places that I go, where I feel like a lot of people have this dream and this vision of homesteading. And it's like, homesteading is like a lot of work, but it is kind of like slow. You can kind of take your own time because you are reliant on yourself. And I just feel that type of energy. It's like, I can take my time because I'm reliant on myself. Like, that is the energy I get from this card. And I also found this card while I was going through and looking for all the other cards. And I found this 5-line skink, and it says delight in daring. I love that. So it just matches it. So I had to grab it as well since I saw it. And this card always reminds me of like adrenaline junkie, and just being like, just keep going, just keep and doing things that really like push you out of your comfort zone and out of your boundaries. But yet again here, it's like, these are different carnivorous animals. You know, things that are like kind of above on the food chain, all coming after this skink, this lizard, which I feel represents you. And then it was same with the pitcher plant. So it's like, whether it's things that can really come after you or things that really aren't that big of a threat, but they still are there and you still feel like they're trying to slow you down and come after you. You've been feeling that. Like, you've just been feeling like this kind of blocked or attacked energy. And I just really feel this sense that it's like, let's switch this mindset into thinking that this is grounded. We have this black tourmaline here, on the table. We have this onyx on the table. Is this onyx or obsidian? I think this one's onyx. And this red jasper, it's like so grounded. It's like, let's just allow this season to do that. And I feel like it really does start with the nervous system. Like recently I've been realizing that I was moving through life with like my heartbeat so fast, drinking a lot of caffeine. And I still do drink a lot of caffeine, but I feel like I like take a step back when it gets really wild, to like switch it out with tea or water. And it's like you have to slow down. You have to notice when your heart rate is fast and you're doing things out of almost like a fear or survival sense, and reset your nervous system, because it really starts with your nervous system, because we are animals. You know, this whole reading is about animalistic instinct, and I'm really getting that. I'm getting that from this. It's like we have to know that we are animals, and almost this like biohacking type of energy where we know what can cause us to feel better. We know what can cause us to feel better. And then this card says everything is connected, and it's a spider, and the spider always reminds me of working on skills. Spiders are so incredible, you know, at weaving. And these skills really, they do their best when they're out in community, weaving with others, you know? So don't hide your skills away. Don't hide yourself away. And really just push yourself out there, but you don't have to do it too fast. You know what I mean? That, I think that's the energy that I'm getting from this, is like, push yourself out of your comfort zone little by little. And I feel called to use my brand new deck. I just got this Mermaid Tarot from my friend's shop. It's called Enchanted Treasures Trading Company, and it's a metaphysical resale shop. I think that is like the smartest thing ever. And I've been wanting this deck for years. Oh, there was a card that was reversed. The World. Wow, I haven't even pulled that card yet. I don't know how that one got like that, but that is magical. Yeah, so it's really like what I'm saying is like, push yourself out of your comfort zone to see more of the world and connect more of the world. And also maybe like social media, push yourself out of your comfort zone with that. Yeah, that's what it's really asking you to do, and just kind of like see things in a more peaceful way. Like it's even like, you know, the state of our country and the state of the world in certain places can really like get your nervous system going too, thinking, is this right? Is this right? Like, how could things even be good if these type of things are happening, you know? And it's like, we have to maintain ourselves. Like, we can't deteriorate too. We can't. How are we going to help anything if we do that? Yeah, Eight of Swords is about like really feeling this trapped feeling within ourselves, and just like, it's like a victimhood. And it's like, we cannot feel like the victim no matter what. We can't even feel like the world is a victim. We can't feel like other people across the world are victims, like they are. But we can't sit there and think about that, because it traps us in this moment. It traps us. We don't move forward, you know? So do those little bits of push and push and push yourself out of your comfort zone, and keep recalibrating your nervous system so that you don't feel trapped, so you don't feel stuck. Wow. The cards all just fell on the ground. And what else do we have here? Nine of Cups. And the Chariot reverse fell on the ground. There's another card down there too. What is it? And the Six of Pentacles. So with the Nine of Cups here, the Nine of Cups is about feeling successful. Feeling successful. So it's like, this is what we're having to do moving forward. And it's interesting because this card kind of reminds me of the Seven of Cups, which is about making decisions throughout illusion. And it's like, we have to make the decisions. And not only that, this card is almost making me think like, we have to pour into different areas of our life, and like so many different areas of our life. And sometimes it does feel very overwhelming, but it's like, just know that it is okay to pour into many different areas of life. And like, people should be understanding when you are spread very thin in your life, when you have many things to take care of, whether it's, you know, business and jobs and kids and this and that. There's a million things, and everybody's taking care of things. So it's like, people need to be understanding about that, and they would be understanding about that if they had things to do. So just, you know, they should be understanding about that. If they're not, they're probably not the right person for you, because you have I feel like you have your fingers in many pots, you know? So it's like, you just have things to do, but it's like, we're filling this with love, we're filling this with wonder, we're filling this with magic, all of the different things that we do. That's what we're doing. And we're feeling successful going forward rather than feeling trapped. How can I feel more successful? How can I feel less trapped? That is what we're doing moving forward. Yeah. And this is going to help us balance our finances. And I just feel like one of the messages I've been getting a lot lately is that our goals should be about how to help the earth and how to be in community spaces, and how we can really, whether that's helping people, helping animals, helping in any way, you know, whatever that looks like to us. But we're having that as the main goal. And it's like, let's start small. Let's start small. It's like, there's been a big shift, I feel, within the mindsets, within your mindsets. Yeah. A huge shift within your mindsets. And it's like, things had to come crashing down. And I think a lot of the times it really is within your mind, where it's like, oh, everyone's trapped and this situation is horrible and it's not gonna work out, and like, I can't believe this and this. And it's like, okay, how can I find success in the present moment? How can I fill love into different areas of my life? Like, how can I push myself out of my comfort zone, maybe with social media, maybe with learning a new skill? You know, we're just taking our focus and really taking control over it, you know, and what and who we allow, like, in our energy fields, in our space. Okay, let's do like the 3 months ahead. I feel like that's like the general vibe. That's the general vibe. You know, there could be some really big shifts that were difficult and are difficult. And it's like, I think just movement, even if it's slow, just movement forward. Just keep moving forward. Ace of Swords. Some good ideas could be coming in, but it's like, maybe you haven't been feeling that as much. Yeah, you haven't been feeling that as much lately. Is like these really good ideas coming in. And I feel like they will. Like, just don't worry about that. It doesn't have to be all the time. You know, like I said, there's this very slow energy, slow building energy. Eclipse season with Mercury retrograde that was like a month long right before that. This has been a crazy time. We've had a lot of planetary shifts that are retrograding right now just for a month or two, and then they're going back to where they're going to be for the next 8 years. I'm talking about Uranus. I'm talking about, what's the other one? Jupiter, I think. And it's just like, there's a lot of shifts, and I'm sure people can feel that. Yeah, we're definitely talking about social media here. And it's like being recognized more and just pushing ourselves out there to be seen more in the world. 100%. This is going to give us more good ideas. This is what we need to be focusing on over the next 3 months. Okay. 9 of Cups. Reverse. Wow. You know, we have the 9 of Cups here. And that's making me think you really, really need to start being the one that grants your own wishes. You need to be the one. It's like the 9 of Cups is like wish fulfillment and like just pure satisfaction, and it just feels like it's not really there. We also have like this moon energy, so it's like you don't feel like satisfied with your own emotions. I feel like in the way that you're just maybe handling certain things, but just be the one who grants your own wishes by little steps at a time. That is the message is so consistent. Okay, so consistent. Let's see here. Cayman and the poppy. Dreams. Yeah, you're supposed to achieve your own dreams. Really like setting out to do that. And I feel like your dreams are very significant. I actually did a really interesting dream tarot reading for myself. Oh, falling in love. Sudden feelings that this is the one. Wow. This is such a cute card too. I haven't even seen that before. There's just more love coming in. And this Ace of Swords, I feel, is very tied to like passion as well. So it's not just about good ideas either. Usually the Ace of Wands is about passion to me, but yeah, definitely with this fire energy, and I have passion on the table. Definitely check that out on illusionelixirs.com. It smells like bourbon at first for like the first minute or two, and then the bourbon kind of burns off, and then it smells very like musky, warm, and a little bit like some like fruits, but like plum type energy, not like fruity type energy, you know what I mean? Like more like winter fruits. It's really delicious, kind of fall vibes. So check that out on illusionelixirs.com. But it's like you'll have this feeling of like this passion hitting you, like this is it. This is it. Wow. There's like, I think some of you even could be just falling in love, or like just feeling like you met this like kind of stallion type energy, but I don't think that's for everybody. What I was saying though is that with the dreams, it's like I wrote down 5 or 6 of my dreams by like waking up before I usually wake up. Like set an alarm before you wake up, write down your dream that you're having then, and then go back to bed. You'll usually be able to remember your dream if you have it next to your bed, like a journal with a pen in there next to your bed. Just write down whatever you can remember. It seems kind of confusing whenever you wake up because you're like, what even was I talking about? But then what I did was I took I kind of asked myself, what do I think this means? What do I think this means? And then I pulled a card for each dream I think it was 5 or it was 6 dreams. I pulled a card on the dream itself, and then I pulled a card on the way that I interpreted the dream and what I felt it meant to my subconscious. And that was one of the deepest tarot card readings I've ever done. Seriously, because it was just about my subconscious beliefs, and like that's like coming through is like your dreams show your subconscious beliefs in the world, and I feel like that is what holds you back, is your subconscious beliefs in the world. Like seriously. Wow. Yeah, hugely. So it's like maybe not wanting to be seen on social media, certain aspects of yourself, feeling like you aren't successful, you know? You're the one that's holding yourself back. That's why the Tower reverse is here, because that's a mindset shift. That's a big mindset shift. Definitely. Okay, 8 of Swords reverse. Wow. Wow. We already got the 8 of Swords right here. We're getting doubles a lot here. We got the 9 of Cups twice. We got the 8 of Swords twice. Pretty crazy stuff right here. And the 3 of Pentacles is saying like, I think this is talking about your subconscious again. So it's like, maybe there's some subconscious feelings that you've had about working with others, about creating art, because it's showing art here, about mentoring, about teachers, about school, about just art, about being able to make a living from art, about just connections in the community, being seen as an artist, being seen in this way, you know, like, or maybe being a model, or being more nude, or like not thinking your body is beautiful enough to be on stage, or whatever it is, whatever it is. Seven of Cups. Wow, did I not say that this card was reminding me of Seven of Cups energy? No, I said this card. I said this card was reminding me of Seven of Cups energy. Yeah, this is reminding me so much of Ariel in The Little Mermaid, where she's like, down where they walk, down where they talk. Oh, what does she say? Oh, part of their world. I want to be part of their world. That's what I'm thinking of. Wow, that's the energy. Oh my God, that's the energy of this card right now. Is like, I want to be part of their world. And it's like, you've always kind of felt that way in life and in general. It's kind of like, I don't really feel like I belong on this world. Not to say that you don't have your place or you've made a place, but it's like, there's just some aspect of you that's like, this place feels kind of off, like the earth feels kind of off. And it's like, I'm here to tell you that you're meant to change that. Each person is meant to change that. That's the reason that we feel this off feeling about the world, you know? So there's a reason why the world card came out. And it's like, one of the ways that we do that is by sharing our beliefs on social media, because social media is a mirror in a way of the connection to all. That's why we have this web here, you know, we have the web with the spider here, you know, connection to all. And Six of Wands represents social media. So it's just like, it's very clear what this message is saying. And this just reminds me of when she says about the dingle hopper. So it's kind of she sees things in a different way, Ariel, you know, and the Seven of Cups is about making decisions throughout illusions, So you just keep making decisions, but I'm getting this sense where it's like, you don't have to make as much decisions. You can really have your finger in a lot of pots. As I said, you know when and where to be feeling the energy, and when to be like moving through certain aspects of your life, when to be not pouring as much into certain aspects. Just remember to always be pouring into yourself, because that is how you're able to feel that passion and feel that creativity and keep going and feel like an artist, is to do self-care and to have breaks. Sometimes it even takes a full day. That is a break. I definitely get this feeling like there are people out there like Ursula, like eel energy. Like there are people out there that have shicey energy. And it's like, fuck them, you know, like that's the energy I get. There is kind of this aspect of you that's like, you feel very separated in a way from certain aspects of the world. And like, I'm also here to tell you, like, that's okay, because like what is normal in the world isn't always right. You know, so when we separate ourselves from what is normal, that's okay. You know, sometimes that means that we made the right choice, and we chose our morals, you know, and what we feel is right, and keep holding that pearl of wisdom and shining your light in this world. And I think that is everything I have for y'all today. If you want to check out the next reading, definitely check that out, because this one's 12 and the next one was also 12. But thank you all so much for being here. Please like, subscribe, comment down below if this resonated with you, if you'd like to see more readings like this. Please check out illusionelixirs.com if you're interested in wisdom, passion, rebirth, or any of the other oils that I make. And I just love you all so much. Bye, everybody. Gomez is here for pile number 2. Just wanted you all to see him. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose the Hanged Man, this bat, and yeah, this little purple bat, then this will be your reading. And definitely check out pile number 1 as well after this if you are interested, because it has a 12 and so does this one. And don't mind my nails. It's hard for me to keep up with them whenever I am working on jewelry, because I'm always using like sandpaper and stuff. So not that that matters too much. I was also getting like a wisdom vibe. But maybe like, I don't know, maybe jewelry making or something is, or just crafting of some kind is significant, because I wanted to say that. This perfume definitely feels right. It has gold and amethyst in the bottle. It is vanilla and neroli. Super delicious, warm scent. Check it out on illusionelixirs.com. It is perfect for fall. And the Hanged Man is all about seeing things differently. It's about seeing things differently. Yeah, taking a look at things from a different angle. I always feel like it's kind of taking a look at things almost from a completely higher perspective, where it's like where you stop thinking of yourself even as a man. And what if you thought of yourself as like a many-fingered god or goddess being, and each one of your billions of fingers was just a human, you know, and they were all playing together and doing things together. And, you know, what if you saw things from an angle that far out, where you're like, okay, I don't really take this personally, you know what I mean? Or like, I see now that this happened so that I could help others in the future. I see now that this made me understand how to be broken and then how to love again. You know, just certain difficulties within life, we see how it brings people together. We see how it makes us able to heal in a way. And just like the lessons that we're meant to learn in each lifetime. And it just kind of blows my mind to think about, yes, some of the things that have happened to me. I was actually just thinking about recently some crazy thing that happened way back in the day. And it blew my mind. So what happened was I was working at a bank a super long time ago. And many aspects of my life were really not good for me and not aligned with who I was. But I think that was one of the main ones, is like my job, and drinking and just like partying a lot and everything. It just really didn't align with me anymore. But I kept doing it. And I remember I've always joked about how there was this guy there that he looked like he was supposed to be in the Matrix. And he like helped code everything. He helped code the database that really took track of everything. And it was just such a clunky business. Like it just blows my mind. Such a huge business could be so just like not automated correctly, not functioning properly. But that's for another day. But I ended up having this big conversation with my new boss, who really knew nothing about the business. But she had worked with him before. And it ended up being this big fight. Not really like a fight, but like, just like, it made me realize I shouldn't be there. And it was just weird because it had to do with him. He really wore like leather trench coats. He had the Matrix, like, he had this weird background from the Matrix. He had 3 monitors, and one of them went up and down because he coded, and it's good to have a monitor like that. But I mean, this man was fully like Matrix vibes, like wore a leather trench coat, wore black sunglasses, like he was Matrix energy. And blew my mind thinking about it later, that it's like a conversation actually about this guy and about how we needed more people that understood the database, like, because anytime it went down, it would, you know, it would be on him. And like, what if he was sick? And I was trying to tell them this, and they treated me like crap about it. They treated me like crap and acted like I was crazy. And it just really made me realize that, like, I was trying to look out for this giant corporation and they didn't care at all about me. And it really made me want to work for myself. It really made me want to break away. And it's just crazy to think that, like, this guy really was such a catalyst. And to think that he literally looked like he was in the Matrix. And I had never put two and two together. That, like, he broke me free from the Matrix in a way. Because, like, that was a job that, like, just felt like a Matrix to me. I felt like I was trapped. Like, I was... See, I saw this card. I was like, I knew there was a card that was upright in here. But it's just crazy. Like, it's really mind-blowing. It's really mind-blowing that, like, one little catalyst, like, and in the moment, you know, like, I remember feeling, like, so upset, and just, like, my heart was hurting, my body was hurting, my eyes were twitching, my hands hurt, like, my everything hurt. Like, I just, living in not alignment, like, will hurt you. It will hurt you. And like, when you see things differently, and you see things a lot of the times, I feel like when you take, you know, when the time is it completely changes things. I mean, this happened so long ago at this point, 6 years ago or more at this point. I think more. So it's just, yeah, time really will make you realize, wow, that was supposed to happen. That was supposed to happen. And maybe you're meant to watch the movies, the Matrix movies. I know there's a new one. I didn't watch the new one. But maybe you're meant to watch the first one is my favorite. It's so good. But I like the first. The first three are good. Yeah, I was getting like a masculine and feminine kind of balance here. But I feel like I needed to get that out. I feel like I needed to get that out and talk about that. There's like a sadness here, but a balance. And I feel like this is about the masculine. And this is, I mean, masculine and feminine balance, it could always have to do with within you. And the feminine side is kind of the more soft side, the more nurturing side. And the masculine side is the more like, go, 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 get it done side, protector, like, kind of like, I will come after you. But like, this woman's like, I'm a protector too. Like, make plans and focus. Yeah, but there's a lot about the masculine side here. They're talking a lot about the masculine side. What are they saying? Interesting. Okay. 8 of Pentacles. So maybe they're trying to like build or rebuild or like protect their family. Yeah, this feels like a father figure that wants to be more passionate, but maybe they have like some snake-like energy. This is interesting. Okay, and then they're also talking about like a woman that's involved. Yeah, there's a woman, Queen of Wands reversed. There's a woman involved over here. This feels very complicated to me. The mother. Yeah, there's like a previous mother. Maybe his mother, or like, wow. Yeah. It's complicated. It's complicated. You know, maybe there's like, it could be some people, they're with somebody new, and then they have an ex though, and they have a kid together. It's like that energy. Like there's just like this like complexities, like family complexities, and just like people that have kids, and like yeah, or like mother-in-law energy or like something like that. So that's coming through. Stepmother energy, like I don't know. Maybe she's a bit harsh. I just heard, but like she doesn't try to be. Like I don't know. What is this? 6 of fire, it must be. 6 of fire. 6 of wands. That's like being seen. But this is interesting because it looks kind of like there's almost like 2 people trying to be seen and it's like getting crossed up. Huh. There's definitely some complexities here. There's some big time complexities here. There's mother and father energy here. 100%. Okay. There's also like a lack of creativity with this Queen of Swords figure. Interesting. Yeah, there's maybe like competition to be seen or something. And like a sadness and people trying to like protect their family. Interesting. Okay, yeah. The untold story. I feel like there was some drama. There was some people talking about other people. Maybe stories that maybe shouldn't have been told. Wow. And it's like we pulled the Hangman and I really just feel like there's this energy that it's like, yeah, all of this stuff may be happening. There may be all these interpersonal relationships and you know, this drama and this complexity and people are feeling this way and that way. And, you know, families get so complicated, but it's like I said in the very beginning, we're supposed to see this as if we are all aspects of the entire situation and how can we bring love to that, you know? The star is making me think like we need to continue to have faith. We need to continue to remember our connection. It kind of goes into what I just said. You know, just keep having faith, keep remembering our connection, keep remembering that it's so much more than this. There's a huge picture, big picture type energy, like infinite realities, like quantum field. Like there's just it's so much bigger than us. It's so much more than us. Our little piece of the puzzle is important, but we need to not get so laser focused in on one aspect, like a war or politics or drama or, you know, the relationship dynamics, or that we get laser focused in on one aspect of life and we forget the big picture of like, we are a light being that came down here to do good work in raising the vibration of ourself, of communities, of the earth, and just have more slow, beautiful moments melding with our emotions and learning how to ground and feel more abundant. Just feel more abundant with nature and with the earth and what we have, rather than always chasing for the next thing. 6 of Wands. Wow, there's the 6 of Wands over here too. And in the last reading we got 6 of Wands, which is about social media and being seen. So I definitely feel these two readings are linked. Definitely check out pile number 1 after this if you're interested and you feel like this social media aspect is for you. Take what resonates and leave the rest. You know, maybe you don't feel like social media is for you, but I've been seeing this guy on TikTok that kind of says like, when you have a social media, whether it's for your business or for you or your beliefs or whatever, it's kind of a body double in a way, where people know what you do. You know, I got the job reading tarot at a shop because of these tarot card readings that I did on YouTube. You know, she wouldn't have known that I even did tarot card readings if it weren't for that. And that's a way that you can body double, is to get opportunities, to make sales, to say what types of things that you're interested in and what you would like to be a part of. body double in the community, it's a body double for you to talk about what is important in the world, about healing the earth, about what places are good to donate to, whatever it is. Social media is that for you. It's a body double for you, and it's a way for you to be seen. It's very validating, and it's a way to use social media where you're not using it in a toxic way. And you don't have to show your face, you can just speak, you can have a blog, you can take photos, it doesn't have to be the way that you think it has to be, just do what you can and show up in the ways that you can. And this will really help you move through toxic patterns and mental states. This will really help you move through that. There's really like a balancing, a sadness, like an emo energy, like what's that band, like the Black Parade? I don't know, that this guy looks like that, doesn't he? I swear he does. If you know what I'm talking about, this card wanted to come through. Wow, Lovers. Yeah, we're really seeing ourselves in a way, and we're also like, there's a lot having to do with connections and relationships, and like seeing other people's relationships and your relationships, and just these connections and how they're playing out. And I feel like Spirit is trying to tell you that like they're gonna play out good if you want them to. Like your relationships play out well and heal the world in a way, and just heal you through the happiness and the love that you feel from that. And one thing that I have come to realize about relationships is that like relationships are just a way to show you love in the world. Some people, they needed that to see that, you know what I mean? Like, but some people, they've found love in other ways. Like they've found love through friendships, and they've found love, and they just found love, like how to radiate love in their own heart chakra, in their own like energy space. So they didn't need another person, but there is this like connection, it's like black and white, yin and yang type energy, and things about marriage and stuff like that, hand fasting ceremonies, so like a witchy version of a marriage. But it's really like we're talking about the bigger picture again with the Hanged Man and the Star here. We're talking about the bigger picture and seeing things as if you are all aspects, right? So it's like, what is the universe trying to teach you when you experience long-lasting love? It shows you love. It just shows you love. Like, that's it. So it's like, if you're ever feeling, like, I know for me personally, sometimes I'll be like, it's my biggest fear. Like, if Steve were to be gone or something like that, like, I would always be so afraid of that. And I've really come to like a really good place with that recently. And it really had everything to do with the fact that I'm like, no, I experience love, and I will continue to experience love no matter what situation happens in my life, no matter what good, terrible, confusing, wonderful thing happens to me, no matter what happens to me, I can radiate that love from my own center. And that takes away my fear, because then it doesn't put the idea of love in another person's hands. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yes, I'm so thankful I get to experience that love, but I don't want it to be that if that love is no longer there, then I don't experience love anymore. You know what I mean? Like, that's not how life works. This is to show you what love is. And then you can take that and carry that with you. You know what I mean? Like, that is what I get. That is what I get from this. Very much so, is that you like take it out. There's a card. This card and this card wanted to be there. And that card apparently. But yeah, that's what I'm getting, is like, you can create that love for yourself at any time, you know? 6 of Cups, 7 of Cups. This is about what you are expecting to experience in the coming months, you know? So what you should be setting up for yourself is happy family times, is spending time with children, is healing your inner child, is doing things that your inner child would want to do, maybe that they never got to experience, is getting down to the nitty gritty, to the subconscious, to the things that happened to you early on that maybe you can't even remember, but all you have to do is give yourself the time and the space to remember and really unearth these things about yourself. Get into that shadow and into those places that how could they even be unearthed if there's no time in the day to focus on them? You know what I mean? On the things that happened to you in childhood. How would you even remember if you don't have the time to remember, you know? 7 of Cups, this will really help you move into a state where you don't sit in functional freeze. You don't ponder, wonder what to do. Think about all your options. Like that's not where you're supposed to be at. It's kind of like, what would my inner child want to do? How can I heal today? What type of focus? See, we have make plans and focus right under here with Shield Maiden. And it's also like protect yourself and also know that you are extremely powerful. You are a star. You are a little piece of the universe. You are meant to be here. You are created. You are created to bring light and to follow the things that spark you in life. Ace of Wands as well here. You know, following your passion and your creativity. You are meant to do that. And who you love and what brings you balance. You're meant to do that. Hermit. Wow. Sometimes you have to go inwards and into your own heart space and find what is right for you moving forwards. Sometimes you have to realize that you are everything that you need. You are your own home. You protect yourself. You are the one that lights your own way by following what you believe in this world. You know? Seriously, you are the love. Like, you are the love. That's what I get from this. And it's like, you decide how long your hermit phase lasts. You decide how long it lasts. Maybe it will last for 3 months. Maybe it will last for 3 days. You decide how long you need to go in. For me, it was like 3 months, but I did a lot. I did a lot on social media during that time, and I even was out. I was out vending, but I still wasn't like showing my heart to the world. And it's like, there's a difference. There's a difference to be out and to really be showing your heart. There's a difference, you know, and it's like a hermit compared to not hermiting, you know. High Priestess. Wow. Yeah, it's like we really trust our intuition going forward and really like just stepping more and more into our witchcraft practice, into our ritual practice, into learning really interesting things about the world, into shadow work, into healing. This is what we're stepping into, yes, going forwards. Does this say Nettle, Ace of Earth? Wow. The new prosperity. You can expect things to be changing within your finances. 6 of Pentacles reversed. You really need to know that giving to others is what makes you the most prosperous. This message has been coming through over and over and over again lately, is that like it's for us all. Like, as I said, we're seeing ourselves that we are this like many-fingered goddess that is all humans, you know, like it's like this ball of energy, and it decides to be all humans, and it like plays like that. And it's like that way we know that when we give to others, in a way we're giving to ourselves, you know. And I'm talking about people that need it, and people that, and it's like in spaces where we know that they need it. Like, at food banks and, you know, this sort of thing. And there's also like something about like, maybe you don't need to spend as much on holidays and gifts and stuff like that. And it's more about experiences and like doing things the children would want to do and your inner child would want to do, rather than like items and things. Kind of just more about experiences and helping the needy. Like 100% that is coming through. Maybe that's something you want to do over the holidays. I know the holidays is a really tough time for many people, so there is definitely a place that you can help. You probably know somebody already that volunteers or does that sort of work. You may even already do this kind of work. But yeah, there's just something else. It's like it gives back to you. It gives back to you. This is how you transform. Because when you're in this prosperous state of helping others, it actually makes you feel prosperous and you become like a generator of energy in a way. Page of Swords. Wow. Shield Maiden underneath with where she's like very strong, very powerful. And it took you not knowing the way with your mental states. And it's like, that can happen. You know, our subconscious can come and slip us up. Our childhood experiences, our traumas, and just like getting through different parts of our mind and of our subconscious. And it takes many layers and lessons. And it's like, are we aiming to be fully healed? No, I don't think we are at this point. Like maybe we're healed on our deathbed, you know what I mean? But it's like, let's aim to be more healed. Let's aim to have grace with ourselves, to see the lesson and the part that we're playing, to see just how our mind acts as well. It's like we don't always have to sit in the mind. We don't always have to sit in the mind. You know, she's like sitting in the mind. We don't have to sit. We can also sit with love. And we can kind of view our mind in a way where it's like we're higher than that. It's like those thoughts are just, they just go. And that shields us in a way from our own thoughts, to be like, oh, thoughts, like not every thought is real. You know, not every thought is true. Thoughts aren't necessarily true. They're there to help you as an animal to make sure that you're safe. You know, thoughts shield you in a way. So sometimes we have to be above our thoughts or think of our thoughts in a different way, you know, through shadow work and things like that. And then that makes us the powerful person that we are. And we move through life in a different way because we see other people's traumas and how they shield themselves, you know, and we know that, oh, that's something we have to work on too. Like we see people as a mirror, and we see the things that we say as a mirror. But I think that's everything I have for you all today. Thank you all so much for being here. It means the absolute world to me. I love you all so very much. Please check out illusionelixirs.com if you're interested in wisdom, passion, rebirth, or any of the essential oils or jewelry that I have for sale that I handmade. It would absolutely mean the world to me. And also, if you could like, subscribe, comment down below if this reading resonated for you, and definitely check out pile number 1 if that sounded right for you. Thank you all so much. I love you all. And this is what the Hermit card looks like, by the way. Love you all. Bye, everybody. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose this blue grasshopper and the card The Fool, I don't know why I thought that was the moon. That's definitely the sun. With this grasshopper, and there's actually another card under here. I saw this. Katie did. Broadwing Katie did. Gomez wants to be here. He hears about the bugs and he says, where's the bugs at? Where's the bugs? Oh, he wants me to use this deck. Okay. Sure, baby. But yeah, the Fool card is about jumping into new things, taking risks, taking a leap of faith. And I just heard lead by the sun. So it's like we're using solar energy now. I've always been like a moon kind of energy kind of person, but I'm like, the sun can be so powerful, happy, and just get you to go. It's like forceful, but in a good way. It just pushes you forward. It's that big jump. And I feel like it has everything to do with leaving baggage behind, leaving what you don't need behind. Cleansing your space is a good way to start this. Oh yeah, you got the bug? Good job, buddy. You got the bug. Gomez is taking care of it for you all. And the Broadwing Katie did, it's about this. It says discover the pattern. And the pattern, buddy, I'm gonna move you. I love you so much though. The pattern is this flower of life pattern. And Gomez wants to be here so bad. But this flower of life pattern is like, it's like everything's connected. I just wish there was another word for it. The way that the universe works. That wasn't like simulation. Because it's like, simulation is almost implied this like mechanical or like this like robotic. I don't know why simulation just has that energy, maybe from like Matrix. I talked about Matrix in the Matrix in one of the last two readings. I think it was the first one. But yeah, it's like this matrix of consciousness. It's all things. It's like this connection, this connectivity. And it can bring us great abundance to understand this connection. And that it's like, it almost makes it less serious when we know that there's like these like almost like infinite realities, and we can shift our perspective in the way that we view things, and this has a great effect on things. And I feel like that can really open up our minds to new realities. I just feel like the changing of the seasons is really important here in this reading. Yeah, the cat getting the bug. And this always makes me think of movement, of like moving, of like packing your bags. But it's weird because he like put the bags down. He's like, I'm done with packing my bags. Like, I just want to like be free. That's the energy I get. I just want to be free. And I feel like one of the ways you become free is by understanding that like your viewpoint on the world is really what you're living in, you know? And like, it starts really with your nervous system too, because if you breathe deeply, then you're not making decisions from a state of survival. And like, I just feel like right now there are so many people living in a state of survival, and that's just it's so sad. It's so sad. And I feel like you have to get yourself to safety, you know, and then you can take that leap. It's like sometimes getting to safety is that leap for certain people. Definitely. I feel like some people really know what I'm talking about how they had to take a leap to get into safety. And then it's like you have to build up though. I just got like a message kind of like, whenever I started my business, I saved money, you know, like I saved money before I quit my job too. I saved quite a bit of money, and I lived very frugally. It was very difficult times actually in order to get into that place where I could actually quit my job. But I having that like backup was really important. I feel like that was important for me to say for some people. The devil. Wow. That's aggressive, that card. That card is so aggressive. It's a bobcat. They got a bunny. Wow. Yeah, this one, I just heard like some people stole your innocence. Yeah, maybe some people here really had to grow up too fast. They had to grow up too fast. Things were dark. Things were treacherous in childhood. And like, wow. Yeah, for some people here. There was like traps set. I feel like certain people in this group, it's like both of their parents were like a trap. It was like a trap. Like whatever you said was like a trap. Everything they said was a trap. Or like some people dealt with this in relationships as well. Interesting. And that made you go inwards. I feel like there's other people that could be experiencing this in a different way, but I'm not really sure. Like this whole take a leap of faith thing. Some people may be experiencing it in a way where they're just like, they've kind of closed themselves off and they kind of view the outside world in this way where they're like viewing it through a window and it's like, oh, but I don't get to be a part of that, you know? And like kind of hermit yourself away. Maybe because of the cruelties of the world, because of just certain aspects of the world that make you shut off from the world. For some people, I do think that this has to stem from things being a trap in childhood or in certain relationships that you had. And this trauma made you close off and view the world in that way where you're kind of just looking at everything from a distance and feeling very inside. And that's why the leap of faith and the connection and the understanding of the connection to all needs to be brought in. Like, I need there to be another word that's not simulation and it has this like, it has like a positive connotation. You know what I mean? Like it's like everything's connected and we can control it a little bit all together. And like that's why we see so many coincidences, as people call them, and like our phone almost picks up in like a creepy way, and people say things that you're just like shocked, and all of this stuff happens not because of simulation, because of like love, because of connection, because of spirit, because of this connection. It's like, what if gravity was just infinitely connected? It's like that, you know? And it's like we have our part that we play in this, you know, so we can make those leaps of faith and really push ourselves to get out. And this is in the past too, so maybe you've been really pushing yourself to get out. Let's see here. Yeah, like struggling to have strength but still having strength. Like, and this strength is like a soft strength, you know, and it's infinite, and it comes from this connection. It comes from the sun and the moon and the stars and the seasons and the weather and the ancestors and the everything. It's like the animals and everything. It's all so connected. It comes from everything, and we pull in this strength. Two of Wands. Wow. It's about planning, but we really need to, like, she's looking at the jumping bug, and the jumping bug is like, I had to leave things behind. I had to choose not to bring some of the things I really thought I needed. You know, I had to choose to not bring some of that with me. And sometimes that's mindsets, but it can be things in the real world too. It can be people and jobs and everything, and you leap out of that. You leave that behind. But I really feel like the most important part in these next 3 months is really getting yourself out of your house, out of your, you know, this inner landscape that you are constantly viewing, and no longer be within the inner landscape, and really push yourself to have that strength. Even if you see the outside world as like something that could hurt you. Just keep pushing. Just keep pushing yourself and taking those leaps of faith and those risks, because this will really reset your brain. Yeah, this will bring a whole new sense of passion. This will bring a whole new sense of passion. I feel like a house is very important and significant. Maybe we need to spend some time out in the country. Yeah. Yeah, you're supposed to light the torch for others. So just make sure that you're getting out there and lighting that torch for others, okay? Because I feel like if you just keep thinking about things within the house and not really taking that leap and remembering the connection, you're just not doing what needs to be done. And like everything happens in the right time, but it's like you really need to connect. You really need to connect. King of Wands, definitely. Okay, they're telling me like maybe there's a very specific situation with a masculine that was really a dirty dog. He thought he was a shit, but he really, you know, he really shouldn't have felt that way about himself. And this is in the past. And he took from you and he hurt you and he trapped you. And it's like, okay, whatever, moving on. It's like, but we've encoded some of that within our DNA, right? We've encoded some of that within our DNA, this person. Like, even if we're like, all right, whatever, moving on, like maybe our body didn't move on, you know? And that's part of the reason why we're not taking these leaps out there into the world and really lighting that torch for others. And this is what they really want you to do in these next 3 months. So just push yourself, okay? And honestly, I feel like there's some people here that may have already really pushed themselves, but it's just like a confirmation, like just keep going. And it's really, to me, being seen in the world. Like I feel like a lot of both of the other readings that I did today had to do with social media, and this really to me has to do with like being out in community spaces. Yeah, not online necessarily, you know. The High Priestess. Yeah, this really got embedded into your subconscious. They're really saying this. It like causes you to fear the world. This is something that really needs to be worked on with self-care. The self-care brings that passion and creativity. Yeah, the self-care, so that your cup can overflow. And I feel like over these next 3 months, you're really going to see that happening, where your cup is overflowing because of the energy that you're pouring into yourself and the new peace that you're feeling. Yes. Yes. Okay, this is for the next 3 months. This is for month 1. Yep. Month 1. Month 2 here. And month 3. Month 1. The dreaming. Wow. In our last, what was it? No, the first reading. If you feel called to the first reading, definitely check that out, because there was also a card about dreams, and this is making me think of dreams. And I talked about how I did a tarot reading about how I took my dreams that I had written down, and then I figured out what I felt like they meant in my subconscious, and then I did a tarot card reading about 6 dreams and about what I thought they meant, and just tapping into my subconscious and like basically learning things about myself that I hold with me that I didn't even realize I was holding. One of the things being like, basically I separate myself from wealthy people. Like I don't see myself as being able to achieve that, or like I just don't think that, like I just think they're on like a different level than me. And like I really didn't realize that I had encoded this within my DNA. Like this is crazy to me, you know. But it's like things get so subconsciously entangled, and for you I feel like that is about like a masculine and like the world being very cruel. Like that is one of the subconscious things, and it's like honestly at this point it's probably very conscious. that you feel this way about the world. Okay, and for the first month, they're saying, and this says early winter too, so early winter may also be very significant. I feel like doing astrology and just doing a lot of decoding of dreams, decoding of the subconscious, doing astrology, just really diving deep into like this self-practice, alchemist, and then alchemizing it, bringing love and light and transformative energy to these subconscious places. Maybe you want to read a book, like The Body Keeps the Score is a really good book that reminds me of this, but there's just like, you might want to type into Google something like reprogramming the subconscious mind or something like, another one of my favorite books is How to Do the Work. That book is so good, by the holistic psychologist. It's things like that. It's like reprogramming the subconscious. Yeah, this holds you back. The lodestone, this holds you back. This subconscious stuff and these emotions that kind of need to be brought to the surface and really bloom, actually, because it's crazy. Once you allow yourself, you're really gonna bloom. Yeah, phoenix moment. Late autumn. Wow. Yeah, so this is 2 months from now. It's gonna be a huge phoenix moment when you kind of release, a huge release of just like, I don't need to hold this subconscious belief that I had with me anymore. I can let that go. And it's through like dedicated work. Okay, and month number 3, what happens here? The moon. Yeah, we're kind of getting more guarded in month 3, but we've come to full acceptance of these emotions. But it's like, now we know that we're such a light, that we know that we need to like protect certain aspects of ourselves, and it's going to be getting colder, so we're just kind of going inwards now on month 3, and just like getting into our fairy, witchy, transformative energy, but a little more quiet about it, whereas these 2 months are a bit more woo, and then it's kind of like, okay, that was very transformative, let me chill out. But still like really connecting with those emotions. Shielded. Yeah, a lot more shielded in month 3. Warrior. Like, you feel like you won the battle. You are the warrior. You did that shit. You had your phoenix moments. It's like, okay, let's chill out. Let us chill out. There's some like Athena energy happening here. Yeah, it's like explosion of yourself through this healing, and then kind of like more quiet and more chill, contemplative and soft, and just more guarded in your own energy on month 3. But I think that's everything I have for you all today. Thank you all so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment down below if this reading aligned with you, and definitely check out illusionelixirs.com if you are interested in wisdom, passion, rebirth, or any of the other essential oil perfumes that I make. They're so delicious, make you smell good on the go with lots of intention, crystals, and gold. And I also make jewelry as well, so check that out on illusionelixirs.com. Thank you all so much for being here. I love you all so much. Bye, everybody. Hello, everybody. If you chose pile number 4, then this will be your reading. And we have the Rhino, or as we can also call it, the unicorn. So I put the unicorn down here. I didn't even choose it. I don't know if you guys saw the intro, but yeah, I didn't even choose the unicorn for this card. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna pick a card from the Sacred Forest, let me just shuffle, and it flew out at it, and I didn't even get it at first. Like, it actually cracked me up so much. But It's just like, that's the magic. I feel like that's the energy, is like magic, because of course unicorns, you know, they're like on a different realm. It's just funny. What country has like the unicorn as this one as their, is it Scotland or like Ireland or something? I could not believe this. Directly after this reading, I went and got my mail, and this random bank that I had never seen before had this on the back. I could not believe this. This is the magic. Ask and the universe will answer. Ooh, the star. Yeah, definitely feeling like a magic. Like just connecting with that over the next 3 months. That's the energy that I'm getting. Just a magic and purity too. It's like purification of the spirit. I wanted to put Rebirth on right before this reading. It's brand new oil. It's kind of smells like the morning mixed with lavender, just like light flowers. One of my really good clients, she asked me to make something that smells like the morning. It has like that grass scent, a little bit of dirt, like petrichor, and then with a little bit of flowers, and that was the energy that I was going for. And it's like, that's that moment. That's that moment of rebirth in the morning. It's like the day is fresh, the day is new. What am I gonna do with today? That is the energy too. And it's like, because you chose to purify, because you chose, and it's like each day you choose that. Each moment, you know, when you have to purify your energy, get your energy back to right. When you need to rebirth yourself, this is the year of the snake, when you need to shed those layers of yourself. And I don't usually use this deck because it is crazy. It is called the Wizard's Tarot. It's actually my boyfriend's deck, but I can look at what it says. Queen of Curses. Curses is cups. I'll keep that out. So that's Queen of Cups. I want to get some more cards out, actually. I just don't feel like the message is all here yet. The message will, oh, there's some cards. That came out really fast. The zigzag spider was actually in pile number 1, so if you're interested in pile number 1, definitely check that out. I feel like there's 2 different energies here. I feel like there's a feminine, maybe this is the feminine side. Usually I put the woman on this side for some reason, but this is like the masculine side. I feel there's definitely like a balance here, like a purification. So maybe there's purification within relationships as well. Yeah, like a feminine masculine balance. Feminine masculine balance. But yeah, we have this spider that was in pile number 1, and that reminds me of connection to all, because it says everything is connected. And it also reminds me of working hard and just your craft, kind of 8 of Pentacles vibes, working hard towards your craft. Yeah, let's get a couple more cards out. If they just don't want to, they are not ready to show the whole message yet. It's a complex message with lots of layers. Okay, there we go. Maybe this one needs to go here. Yeah. Okay. Let's get these out. Zigzag spider, spring peeper, evolve your next becoming. Evolve into your next becoming. Yeah. So it's like you're taking the connection to the all and all of your skills that you have, and kind of like leaping and purifying yourself into this new way. That's kind of the feminine side, is what that's saying. House Finch. Know your song. Interesting. Kind of want to pull out the book for that one. Yeah, I'm gonna pull out the book for that one. With the Queen of Curses here. This is interesting. because it says Queen of Cups. So cups is, you know, about emotions. And it's maybe like cursed with emotions, but it's interesting. It's like maybe in some way you want to curse someone else, or you just, there's a darkness, you know, there's a darkness, a cloakedness, a protectiveness within the feminine emotions. That's what I'm getting. Pause, assess, act. There's family dynamics here. There's a softening that needs to happen. So it's maybe a softening having to do with family members, having to do with emotions, having to do with being cloaked. Yeah, pause, assess, and act. Pause, assess, and act so you can evolve into your new becoming. Navigate by the sun. Wow, I said that in the Grasshopper pile. If you want to check that pile out, I was talking about how I always work with the moon, but I feel like it's time to work with the sun now. And this is like this masculine energy. So it's funny, the feminine needs to work with the masculine. And this is also community. Bees have to do with community, you know, their hive mind. And this brings us happiness. You know, it goes back to everything is connected. We're all connected. So when the whole community, the whole collective, the whole earth, the whole human race is happy, then we will be happy. And it's almost like not until then. It's like, because we are everything, you know, so we feel the pain of the collective. We feel the pain of the collective. So that's why we can feel cursed in a way sometimes. We're feeling that energy of everything. But the same, it's a double-edged sword. The same way that feeling the collective pain is painful, feeling the collective's happiness is so abundantly happy. So we need to work with the collective and the communities to build that happiness and rebuild our abundance and just happy feelings. Yes. King of Bees. Yeah, we have to work with the masculine. It's like, I feel like the masculine can think like, oh, these women are out to get us, and the women can think these men are straight up beasts. Like, these men are animals. Like, they only think with one thing, and like they think we're evil and we think they're sick. And it's like the divine feminine masculine balance has to be mended within society. Like, that is truly a difficulty, and we will see that, and we will face that on a daily, weekly basis. We will see that within our relationships, within our communities, within the way that people speak, within social media. We will see just the difference between men and women. You know, that is, there's so many layers of separation within society. It's so sad. It's so sad. And it's like every time certain like aspects of a generation die, and it's like we can see that looking back of how women are treated, how certain races are treated throughout society and different eras. And it's like, what are we gonna bring into the next era? What are you gonna bring into your next era? You know? Two of Pentacles. This will really help with your finances to be in community spaces, and maybe even, I heard like speaking on this divine feminine masculine balance. I don't know. Interesting. And then the star card here too is reminding me of this balance. Wow, this is really, to me, talking about the feminine masculine balance again. But the star card, it looks so similar, you know, in a way. And it's like we get so much of this balance, this earthly balance, from our divinity and from what goes on inside of us, and our connection, and pulling that down into the earth and remembering that. So if there's like some aspect of the world, some masculine aspect of the world that you think is really gross, then ask the universe to bring light to that. You know, you don't even have to be the one really speaking up about it in communities. You can, you know, you really can if you want to, because you are a soft person and you come from people that are like, they don't want to hurt others, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's not your, to like call people out or anything like that, that like, that's not your thing. But it's like, you can also just pray and say like, please, universe, like, let this be healed. Let this be healed. I want balance to come back. I want men and women, I want society to work together. You know, that's what I want to bring into this new era of reality. Enchanted Fern Grotto. Refuge. Wow. You really had to take refuge from maybe community things or family things or just feeling like cursed, or maybe your skills or whatever you were, all these things you were like planning to be, and maybe you had to take a break from that, a refuge from that, just so that you could like purify yourself and feel better. And sometimes that's like the most important thing. Let's get out this house finch card. And yeah, I'm getting like tired too, like just kind of worn down from doing these readings. And it's like, that's what it's like, really, because you do the work and it's like you have to replenish, you know, like I'm gonna have to energetically replenish after I do these readings. Seriously. Okay, what is it? 131. Let's look at it. 131. House finch. House finch's song is so sunny and sweet that in the 1940s, a speculator tried to sell this small bird as a pet, which he called the Hollywood finch, a reference to the finch's West Coast roots. Huh. Interesting. The ploy was a flop, perhaps because the house finch can't compete with a parrot for beauty and cage appeal. Oh my god. Interesting that it called out the 1940s, because I really was saying that like each year and generations are like, they have their own energy and like the difficulties they face. So I feel like that's important. What thoughts keep you from flying? Sometimes we get trapped by our own desires or by other people's expectations. It's time to uncage yourself. Grab your journal and find a quiet place to sit. Take a few deep breaths to center and calm yourself. Then make a list of thoughts, expectations, or desires, yours or someone else's, that make you feel trapped. Your sentences might start like this: a good daughter always, I should, it's important to, my grandmother or my mother or father or boss will be disappointed if I... Choose one and ask yourself, if this thought was located in my body, where would it be? Don't overthink this. Your first answer is the answer. After you've located the thought in your body, imagine disengaging it. You might envision cutting the cord between yourself and the thought, digging it out, tossing it in the compost. One by one, visualize disengaging from each entrapping thought. You may need to do this a few times to make it stick in your psyche. Yeah, you can see these things that you believe that aren't even yours to hold. You can see that within your energetic space, and you can do like energy work on yourself. You know, like they said, sometimes it looks like digging it out. I like to like pluck little balls of black energy and put it into a little gift box and give it to the angels, because I'm like, angels, because the thing is, to the angels, energy is energy, because they can turn it to light the very second that they touch it. So I'm like, okay, thank you for handling this, I appreciate it. I found another dark ball of energy within myself or within society or within the world. You know, so it's like, and you can think about that even within society, like I said, within the way that men and women are within society as well, like be like doing energy work on that as well when you see that within community spaces. Page of Swords. I said there's like a masculine energy, maybe like an immature, there's a bit more immaturity within, maybe not even immaturity is the right word. It's like they don't know as much about this like healing, or don't put as much energy or effort or thought into energy into like exactly what I was just talking about, like doing energy work and plucking energy from the world, and like they're not going to really think of things like that, you know. And like not everybody has to. King of Swords, wow. But like he's gonna be really good in his own way and like really focused, but like find difficulty with that too, like finding freedom in his own ways, and maybe it just doesn't look like yours, you know. The men, I think this is really about divine feminine, divine masculine too. It's like women are gonna find the way that they heal in their ways, you know, through community or through family or through you know, uncursing themselves and these journaling practices and spirit and all of this stuff that they do to purify themselves. Whereas I feel like a masculine, they might be more likely to do some work on their own and just figure things out in a very like logical way to have these feelings of freedom, of not being like caged up. Queen of Wands, wow. They're saying that the masculine needs more passion and more creativity, and like the feminine allows for this. So that's why this flow and this balance between the two is so important. Okay, let's talk about your next 3 months. That was a good overview about what's going on, what we should be focusing on, what we should be doing. Talk about month number 1. What's going on in month number 1? Wow, Knight of Swords. We got King of Swords, Page of Swords, Knight of Swords. So maybe they're talking about this masculine again. There's difficulty with sleeping here. There's just some difficulties, maybe some nightmares. Yeah, month 1 maybe a little bit difficult. We need to slice through our own minds. We need to do that healing work that it said. Wow, we can rise above this. I was gonna use this for another pile, but no, we can rise above any dark feelings that we're having and find peace, and really break through this, you know. And so the feminine and masculine can do this. They both can, okay? And we help each other. We help each other. I feel like it has to do with this person, and also just mental states. Like I was saying, like you see yourself as your higher self. That's what I'm getting. You see yourself as your higher self, so you don't get as caught up in the thoughts that you're having. I said in one of the other readings today that the thoughts are like, the thoughts are just there in like an animalistic way. Sometimes the thoughts are just there to keep you safe, and sometimes we need to understand that. Okay, for month number 2, here we go. Month number 2, maybe we're gonna be sober. Okay, we're gonna be sober. We're gonna just have more restraint, and maybe struggle with having restraint, but we are going to have restraint, and just keeping that magic flowing. Keeping that magic flowing. That's what's happening in month 2. Yeah, keeping that magic flowing. High Priestess. Healing of the emotions, emotional healing, having to do with masculines as well. Emotional healing having to do with masculine. Really seeing ourselves as the controller of our reality. Doing emotional healing, subconscious healing in month number 2, and just keeping that magic alive. Maybe making some plans. Maybe making some plans for vacations. Maybe making some plans having to do with, I don't know why I just thought of CDJs, like DJs. I don't know why I just thought of that. That was really weird. This stone for some reason looked like a DJ equipment. That was weird. But that's probably only for very specific people. It's also like if you feel like maybe finances keep getting bad, or like things keep happening and things are difficult, and you see the difficulties coming, you see the storm of brewing, you know, you see the volcano like with the smoke. It's like, okay, I need to save, I need to make a plan. You know, if something's a brewing, I need to make a plan to deal with this, you know. And then for month number 3, what do we have? Wow, yeah, we're saving. There's new things happening. There's new things happening with our finances. We're really seeing the light at the end of the tunnel now. Yeah, just new opportunities are coming to you in month number 3. Definitely new opportunities. We have Knight of Pentacles as well. New opportunities are coming to you. More abundance, more feelings of abundance. Yeah, big change. Really taking leaps of faith, having to do with maybe your job or your finances or your business or whatever it is, having to do with the material world, taking those leaps of faith because they're really going to pay off for you in month number 3. That is everything I have for you all today. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all so much. Please like and comment to let me know that you enjoyed this. Please comment if this resonated with you. Check out Rebirth on illusionelixirs.com. or book a private reading with me. I can do private readings over Instagram or over Facebook Messenger as well. Check out illusionelixirs.com for my perfumes, for my jewelry, and I just love you all so much. Thank you all so much for being here. Bye, everybody. Hello, pile number 5. If you chose this High Priestess card with the little tiger, then this is going to be your reading. And I was definitely getting a wisdom energy from this. So if you'd like to check out illusionelixirs.com, I'll have that link down below. Wisdom is super warm, delicious. If you kind of like that baked good vibe, but it kind of has that tiny bit of like musky spiciness because of the neroli, which is like bitter orange peel. So yeah, definitely check that out. It has gold and amethyst in the bottle. And I put passion on the table as well. It's bourbon and musk. And the bourbon burns off in the first like couple minutes. And then it ends up really musky, warm, like winter fruit type energy. Delicious, very wise and passionate energy here. And I just want to say I love your energy. I really didn't get the same energy from any of the other piles. It feels different. It feels like you have this real understanding of the connection. It feels like you have this real understanding of like seeing through things, reading between the lines, and just seeing energy and seeing things for what they are. And like that's what this era of your life almost is kind of just, you know, you're powerful and you know you're wise and you've kind of mastered certain aspects of yourself and of life. And it's like, yeah, there's always healing to do, but you're not putting as much effort and emphasis and like holding yourself to high standards because you know that you have high standards, so you don't have to even hold yourself to them. Like, and you've done just so much emotional healing, I feel like, throughout your life. I feel like we would be friends. You guys just are very, very spiritual, very mystical energy is what I'm getting from this pile. Definitely. There's a balance here. There's more of a balance. I feel like there's less for me to say. I think in the past you got really caught up and always feeling like you have to go and do, and if you're not having a lot of energy, then you're not worthy, and like you've kind of moved through that. That's probably one of the most recent things that you've moved through. And just feelings of lack and feelings of boredom and feelings of, and it's like you kind of see that for what it is. You're like, thank God I have moments where I can completely relax and shut off. You know, thank God I have a peaceful space that I've created, and you're just feeling more grateful. You know, you've been caught in cycles in the past, and it's like you move through them. You move through those. Wow, 5. What is this? 5 of Earth? I think this is 5 of Earth. Yeah. That's difficulties in finance. So maybe somebody was like gambling away money in the past. This could have been in the distant past. But it's like you've just moved through a lot. You've moved through a lot. Maybe people took jewelry and sold it or something, like left people sad, but you've moved through that. You've moved through that. That's the past, you know, that's the past. You have a space of peace. You have a space of peace, and it's like you don't get too caught up. Like, you've been through the ringer. You've let yourself feel battle weary before, and it's like instead now you choose to find those moments of peace and self-care instead. Yes. There's this rushing energy coming in. Where you're going to be put in situations where you're able to help people, and where you're going to be balancing out your finances. It's going to be quick. It's going to be quick energy when it hasn't been quick in the past. And this gambling energy, this could have just been gambled with your energy, you know? Gambled. The energy of like gambling is like, it's like, first of all, gambling is like an addiction, you know what I mean? So it's like your brain is overriding in a way, and that's a problem, but it can be moved through. You can get out of things like that. But the energy of like gambling with someone's presence, it's like you don't care. You know, it's like the other person in the past didn't care. They gambled away their chance to be with you. Like it's like this dark energy. It feels like a feminine and masculine, like it left the woman hurting, but you know, take it as it stands. Take it as it stands. Page of Wands. Page of Wands reversed. Yeah, there really is a need for this like new ignited passion in these next 3 months. Like, you've done the planning. Now's the time to take this leap. I feel like you've picked up the pieces. I said battle weary. You picked up after battle time and time again. And you look at it with these eyes of just kind of like, you kind of do see things from this very high perspective. And you're like, yeah, well, that's the way it goes. I mean, disagreements happen, you know? Not everybody's gonna like you. I feel like when you do stand in power, people don't like that either. So it's like, just because people don't like you doesn't mean you're doing the wrong thing. You know what I mean? I feel like that's, you know that too. Like, you know that. There's gonna be opportunities for you to really help yourself and to help others and to change your financial situation. And like, I feel like the plans that you've been making, the visions that you've been having you know, in your mind for years are going to really start unfolding before your eyes. And it has to do with you taking big action and creativity. Yeah, you taking big action and creativity. Mallow. 2 of water. That would be the 2 of cups, which has to do with soulmates. It's interesting here too that there's this bird bath here and there's a bird bath here. There's hummingbirds. I might pull out the book for that one. Let's see, where is it? Okay, I will pull that out in a minute. Let's see what else we got. 4 of cups. Wow, we got 4 of water. That's the same 4 of water. Yeah, so there was maybe somebody that was drinking or just sad. There's like a sad or disagreement type energy. Yeah. Yeah, maybe a masculine that was drinking. Feels like you're looking at this from a distance. This is strange. Okay. 8 of Pentacles. Yet again, yeah. This card, the 8 of Pentacles has to do with like learning a skill, dedicated to your craft. But yet again, the 8 of Pentacles in this deck that I just got, the Mermaid Tarot. It really feels like people like coming together to help. I've been seeing these videos on TikTok of, it'll be like 20 people in these suits just taking all this trash out of a waterway system, and like they clean it completely. And sometimes it'll only be like 4 or 8 of them, and they clean it completely in like one day, and or like 2 days, and I'm like, wow, look how much people can change the system for the animals. Like recently here in Florida, people, the natives, they really fought against alligator Alcatraz because of it just being a problem, humanitarian problem, and a problem for nature. And it's like, look how much power people have when they band together. And you, like, children are involved too. Animals and the children, in rebuilding. Like, what area in your town needs rebuilding, needs an energy shift, you know? There's definitely like a love energy here as well too, like connection energy here. 8 of Earth. 8 of Earth. I kind of want to get out the book for that one as well. Let me see, where is that? It feels like, yeah, look, it's the ball too. Yeah, it's like you know the way, and nature knows the way to heal itself, and it works through you. It works through you. Okay, so we have these 2. Yeah, it's like let your passion ride you into helping. Maybe that has to do with, you know, woodland creatures. Maybe that has to do with sharks. Like, I don't know. I don't know. But help where you can. Queen of Pentacles in the past position. It's like getting things for your own financial gain is in the past now. Because now it's like, okay, how can we help heal the earth? That's the new energy. Like, that's the new energy. Like, this has even been a shift within me where I was like, boss babe energy. Like, I am building this business. I'm building this business. And then all of a sudden there was just a shift within me. And it takes lessons within reality. And like, I feel this is a conscious collective thing because the boss babe energy has left. And it's this like more slow, more let's heal nature, let's heal in community, like That is the energy. It's like we had to have that boss babe energy, that get shit done energy in order to set things up. And then now we have to ride with it. And now we have to open up more than ourself. It has to be more than ourself now. Okay, wait, let's read the Two of Water card. I would love to know what that says. Aphrodite, wow. Yeah, they're saying like call out to Aphrodite. She reminds us that vulnerability and sovereignty create relationships that are self-renewing. Wow. Allow yourself to be drawn in by what you love. So it's like saying the more you soften and the more you allow yourself to be seen as your true authentic self, really showing people maybe like emotional sides of you, or just a very raw, vulnerable version of you, attracts in deeper levels of love. Allow yourself to be drawn in by what you love. Mallow attracts many pollinators, delightful hummingbirds among them. Lightness of being fosters an open heart. Yeah, so keep like doing energy work on yourself to lighten yourself and lighten yourself and lighten yourself. Growing tall in watery marshlands. Yeah, you're getting more confident in yourself and your abilities, even through your emotions. Mallow shows that when we reach out with gentle yet steadfast hand, harmonious union follows. Yeah, so you be the one to reach out about loving things, you know? You be the one. You be the one that messages your friend. You be the one that says something sweet to your partner, or if you're interested in someone, you be the one to say that. You know, you do that. Like, it's healing of wounds, of old wounds, of recent wounds. It doesn't matter. This heals your wounds. Soften your sharp edges. Approach partnership with kindness and emotional stability, and you will experience mutuality. Yeah. Approach partnership with kindness and emotional stability. Draw a heart-opening bath with mallow flowers. Make a mallow-infused root tea to soothe sore throat. Invite love into your life, making an offering of mallow to Aphrodite. So you may want to start working with Aphrodite. I love her. She's amazing. And she knows it too. And I love it. She's just that boss energy. And that's kind of the thing. That was like the energy of the High Priestess when I first came into this reading. It's like, you're a boss and you know it, but you don't need to like have boss energy anymore. You don't need to like go. You're just like, okay, I flow. flow. Growth, manifestation, accomplishment, success, abundance. Wow. Yeah, you're really going to be so successful despite all things, despite like maybe other people struggling, despite the world struggling, despite any relationship difficulties or arguments, or just all these dreams and hopes that you have. No matter what, no matter if there's more that needs healed, it's like you are successful in this moment, even with all the things that still need to be done. You are successful in this moment. Take that passion to help heal the world, help heal people that struggle with addiction, help heal nature, and stand in those places and be that powerful energy that heals with love. This can be a good time to think about taking that next big leap rather than resting on your laurels. You have it within you to go further and reach greater heights if you so desire. Yeah, it's like you're successful, but you're going to be on even new levels very soon. Remain committed to doing everything to the best of your ability. Remain committed to doing everything to the best of your ability, and keep lightening up your spirit, okay? Keep lightening up your spirit. Things are going to move quicker because you're opening yourself up to that and saying, I have the passion and the capabilities to do more. What's going to happen We got month 1, month 2, and month 3. Okay, well, what's going to happen in month 1? Maybe that's the month we're in, or maybe that's a month from now. I'd say if you're watching this when it comes out, maybe it's like October. It's just the next month. It's going to happen in the next month. 30 days. In the next 30 days. Wow. That's crazy. Okay. You might have some sleep troubles. But there's really going to be a lot of like family, friendship, celebration, just happy times, connection, love, enjoyment, but difficult times too. Difficult times too. Things that keep you up at night, crying. Like, life is both, and you know that. It's like we don't even need to see the future anymore. You know that there's going to be dark and light. We're not worried about that anymore, you know? It's all beautiful. It's all purposeful. It's all important. And month 2, yeah, there's going to be some huge transformations and difficulties that will really renew your focus, your inspiration, and your connection. This is Year of the Snake. You know, we're shedding layers, and we're really allowing this new energy to spark us. Who are we going to be? What are we showing to the world? We've been through hell as a collective, and you've probably been through hell too. You know, we got 9 of Swords and 10 of Swords. These are difficult things that you faced it. I said faced it. That you faced. Difficult things that you faced. Wow, yeah. And it's like you take each sword out and you heal it with love, and know that it's just a moment in time throughout the infinite. Son of Cups, Mother of Swords. If you're a mother, you're just going to feel really like loving feelings towards your son. You're just like, oh my God, I just love this. Like, whether it's your son, grandson, but most likely your son. Yeah, you're just going to feel just like, this kid softens me. This kid softens me. Like, he helps me take the swords out of my own heart. Damn, I was about to cry. If you're not a mother, this really felt like a mother-son moment though. If you're not a mother, what would this mean for month number 2? This would mean we need to bring in that loving energy in like a childlike viewpoint, where we're like, life is so incredible, and I just want to spread as much love as I can in this world, you know? And soften, know that you're wise, but know that you need to soften to be what you need to be in these next couple months. You know, you don't need to be so hard and closed off from the world, even if you see things from such a high perspective. Then if you see things from such a high perspective, you should know that you're meant to be with everybody, even if it hurts sometimes. You know? You know that that's healing to be in those spaces and do those things. You know that. So just keep going. Yeah, there's new levels. And it's like through always sticking true to your morals. Like, there's certain things the universe just tells you to do. And you know, oh, this is my next lesson. This is the next thing I need to let go of. And you just know. And you're like, yep. 7 of Swords. This is month 3. Month 3. You may want to hide a little bit in month 3 because we got the prairie dog. It's like there will be some aspects of you that really do want to just dig a hole and hide from the world. And you have to just keep powering through and focusing and moving through those mental states that say I need to hide. And it's like you give yourself the day to recoup and then you have to go out. And it's like sometimes you have to just invite people into your house because you're not feeling like you can go out. Four of Pentacles. During month 3, there's something that you need to save for. So I would just try to start saving now if you could, because there's something you're going to need to spend money on in month 3. You have the forewarning now. Okay, Page of Swords. Yeah, you're really going to have to move through some mental states. It's like, yeah, you can even be somebody that understands spirituality and all this stuff, and that doesn't mean that it doesn't still hurt when you go through this stuff. And even when you see it from this really high perspective, it's still like, I'm still here. I still am experiencing these feelings of pain. I still want to hide sometimes. I still have to move through. I've been getting this vibe that's like depression can't hit a moving target. And like this card makes me think that depression can't hit a moving target. You know, it's like, keep it going, keep being passionate. Don't hide yourself. As much as you want to hide, give yourself a day or 2 max, and then push yourself to go out and getting mental health help during month 3. Gosh, even all of this feels like there needs some, because we have 9 of Swords, we have 10 of Swords, Mother of Swords, Knight of Swords, Page of Swords, 7 of Swords. You know, we're really having to, it's like a battle of our mind. It's like, let's not think of it that way. Let's not think that we're battling our mind. We're not battling our mind, okay? We're wiser than that. It's not a battle. These are just things that pop up. We're just animals too, you know? Like, let's move into different chakras. I've been like just letting my heart's voice lead me. And it's, your heart does not speak as much as your mind. Your mind is your animalistic instinct. Just keep going. There's intuition in there too, but when you let your heart speak, it's a whole different form of intuition. It is fire. So good. Highly recommend. But that is everything I have for you all today. I am definitely getting tired from doing all these readings today. And it seems like maybe you have some difficulties with sleep sometimes too. So, oh dang. That was probably that guy on the mini bike that passed by in one of the other readings too. But yeah, just get good sleep. Prioritize getting good sleep as well. That's everything I have for you all today. Please make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below so I know that you like these type of videos. And definitely check out illusionelixirs.com if you're interested in wisdom, passion, or any of the other magical fragrances that I hand make. You can grab a little bit of my energy. They're always packaged with lots of love and intention. They make great gifts for the holidays. So definitely check that out. You can also book a private reading with me on illusionelixirs.com. I love you all so very much. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, everybody.